Hi everyone. I thought I'd make this video as a follow-up to my previous one about misconceptions of mental illness. I recommend viewing that one first, as that is a overview of misunderstanding and stigma around mental disorders in general. This video is primarily focused on the misconceptions of dissociative identity disorder and is primarily addressed to those out there that do not believe DID is real and just don't think I am being honest. I wanted to talk about this because I am tired of all the misinformation and done talking about some of these false claims people are making. There have been comments on my videos saying things like, I suffer from DID and I know that this is fake. You would not be able to record videos with your different personalities. Recording a video with different egos is just impossible. And another, alters never know of each other. I've heard many other comments less similar to this, and I find it so intriguing that some people jump to conclusions about what they know about the disorder, even if they have it, yet they seem to not even understand it themselves, or just judge something that looks off to them. Now, I will not discredit anything these people say because everything they said makes perfect sense. However, everyone struggles and copes with any kind of disorder differently. How can anyone say that because someone does not experience something to the severity you describe and how the disorder is at its worst means they are faking and lying? Where's the logic in that? Apparently, people do not understand that having any kind of disorder is subjective and fluctuates based on the individual and many other factors. Some people were saying how rare the disorder is, and it is impossible for someone like me, who is aware and can handle it quite well, to experience what I claim. It is impossible in their eyes. The truth is, the disorder is not necessarily rare, but the most severe cases are rare. Cases where severe changes take place, changes that are really not possible to fake, are rare, uncontrollable. I can say for certain, though, that the part that alters never know of each other is a misconception. Yes, this is true depending on the severity of the dissociation. I'm not going to lie to you all and say that what I experience is severe, since what I deal with is minor compared to many other people I've seen. Nor am I going to go out of my way to prove anything, because I do not need to, because I know what I deal with and you do not. I know the trauma I went through that contributed to this is real. Trauma is subjective, not objective. Those with DID get a lot of flack, since many people say, oh, you're seeking attention, it's all an act and fake. People saying this is all for attention and an excuse for not taking responsibility, when that is incredibly insulting. While some people may blame something they do on their disorder or even an alter, that is not right, nor is doing it for attention, and I am very, very against this. Personally, I take responsibility for my actions, no matter how outrageous they may be. I apologize and take responsibility. It was me that did it. Even if I was in some kind of altered mood or state or thinking or whatever, and I do not really remember it, it's me, I'm doing it, I did it. The fact of the matter is how DID can be proven. Those with the condition are highly hypnotizable. They are subconsciously masters of self-hypnosis, especially when the dissociation is severe and they know how to control the switching and can control it. This can be proven so easily and can be explained by how the subconscious mind works. Look into trauma and dissociation, study the subconscious mind, look into hypnosis, search up age regression. All the evidence is right there, clear as can be. It is how the brain functions. Watch my proof of DID video, which shows how DID correlates with hypnosis, which is not just my opinion, but is based on many facts about trauma and dissociative disorders. While we will never fully understand how the brain functions, some things are known, and these things I mentioned should demonstrate how incredibly powerful the brain is. If you doubt the power of the brain and the subconscious mind, try this for yourself, study it, learn about it, and it may just open your eyes and change your mind. Now, hypnosis is something that many people are misinformed about as well and do not understand or get. That's also why people don't understand DID, which a key component is hypnosis and the subconscious mind. When you understand that, it adds up perfectly and is clear as can be. Being highly hypnotizable and able to enter a deep state of hypnosis is an absolutely phenomenal ability to have, since one could improve the quality of their life tremendously. Hypnosis is highly effective for self-help, but this isn't so great when people, such as those with DID, cannot control it and it is deteriorating to their life. They are good at hypnosis, they have an excellent ability for it, but they may not even know it and may not be able to properly, consciously utilize it to benefit them. Another misconception people were making was that it is not possible or very unlikely to be able to switch at will. Doing this is possible, and it's really not that difficult. When you practice things like meditation and self-hypnosis, it allows you to understand yourself and the triggers, which in turn will allow you to communicate with these various facets of your personality, and it becomes very clear how possible the feat actually is. Control is possible because of how the disorder correlates with hypnosis. I know it's real, and while what I experienced is not severe, I have felt firsthand how real it is. So do not tell me or anyone else that they are faking and lying, because that is not what it is by a long shot. That is your opinion and your views alone, which can be extremely offensive to anyone who knows that what they deal with is very real. That goes with any mental disorder. Another thing people were saying that I neglected to mention was that it is not possible to have multiple disorders. This is very untrue. It is not uncommon for someone with DID to have a comorbid diagnosis of such things as PTSD, borderline personality disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, depression and anxiety disorders, eating disorders, and the list goes on. In addition, it's possible for each alter to have a different disorder. So essentially, one individual could have 10 alters, each with a different personality disorder. Lastly, some people have said, "You seem to like being mentally ill," and that I have self-diagnosed myself. Oh yeah, I love being mentally ill, alright. Seriously though, no one would choose to be a social outcast and unable to fit in, making it impossible to form friendships and relationships with people. It's something I've struggled with my entire life, and it's all I know. But as I've learned to accept myself and my behavior, I've learned to embrace what I struggle with and can talk about it now, freely and openly. It's something I struggle with, but have learned to accept it, which is one reason why I expose myself the way I do. Additionally, the disorders I know the most about are the ones I can relate to. The clinical diagnosis changes and is undetermined. Even after extensive testing, I don't have a definitive answer since there is a lot of overlap. It's all truly what I struggle with, and I don't think that there would be an official diagnosis since one does not seem to fit me. There are so many wonderful people on YouTube I have seen that make videos about this disorder, yet they are aware, are they not, of their alters. They make videos about their alters. Are all those people fake too? No. I think anyone who makes videos or just talks about what they struggle with in their life, mental health or otherwise, is someone that is very courageous and strong. It is tough talking about those sort of things, and I've seen so many great people do this online, and I fully support them 100%. Even if they cannot do this online, talking about what is truly troubling you is great. So for people to be misinformed like this and make false claims doesn't only affect me, but anyone else with any kind of disorder. So I'm done with all that. Yet I know most of the people who comment will not watch this video. So it would not reach the targeted audience that I'm trying to get this message across to. If you think I or someone else is a faker and liar, why? People are so quick to say this, yet not many people actually explain their reasoning behind their conclusions. They do not elaborate. I'm tired of all this talk about being fake and a liar, so I'm done. It's causing me too much stress. I'm done with letting that get me down, and I'm going to stand up and not listen to it anymore. and as should anyone else who is being called fake, no matter what disorder you have. For those people that are skeptical, look it up and do your own research into this disorder before jumping to conclusions and judging. Don't just look up information about DID. Look into trauma and dissociation, the subconscious mind, hypnosis, and age regression. If you are skeptical, let's have a serious conversation about it so we can both understand each other's sides instead of constantly saying, faker, liar, actor. Let's discuss it seriously and maturely. All right? So that's all I wanted to say about this. I just wanted to get this off my mind and not let those types of remarks bother me any longer. The stress and frustration of the entire situation is done. I have much more important things to do and work on and do not need all this nonsense and negative comments and remarks to interfere. So thank you for listening and hearing me out, even if you do not agree with any of this at all. So thank you.